Hello and welcome everyone. Today I'll be discussing with you all about why we are using Kubernetes and how it is actually different from Docker. Before going further, let's understand what is virtualization and containerization. Yeah. So when we install hypervisor on top of the infrastructure and we create our VMs. VMs are isolated from each other and they don't know what is going on between them. And at the same time, we install the operating system on each VM. Here you can see there are three VMs here, and it signifies with different colors. But here, when we talk about container, operating system is installed on infrastructure, and on top of that, we have the container engine. Container engine can be anything like be Docker or containerd or anything. And here on top of this, we are having our application. Applications are not having operating system, and the applications are very lightweight because of this. It has operating system, but only 5% of operating system might be there, and rest 95% is being used up by the host operating system, by the kernel. So these are not isolated. They are using the underlying host operating system. Let's talk about Docker. What is Docker and what is Kubernetes? So Docker is a containerization tool, whereas Kubernetes is a container orchestration tool. Basically, how to manage the containers that's being done by the Kubernetes. These are bookish now. These like definitions are bookish, right? But let's talk about how and what problems were there, and how we figured out that we have to move to Kubernetes. So before that, like containers are ephemeral in nature. This is very important. Why? Because they die at any time and they revive at any time. Let me go back to the next slide. Now let's see what are the problems in Docker and how Kubernetes is solving it. So the first one is single host. The other one is auto healing capability. There is no auto healing capability, and the other one is no auto scaling capabilities there, and no enterprise support, because of which single-handedly Docker can't be run on the enterprise application, and it can't support enterprise application. So solving this problem in Kubernetes, we got master slave architecture. In that, if there is any problem with any container, it is getting transferred into the other node. So that's how it is solving. Let me go to the next slide. So Kubernetes can help with single host problem by allowing pod to move to another worker node if it can't get resources from the current one. Kubernetes use scheduling request to determine if a pod can fit on a node and only consider the resources that other pods have already requested. If a pod exceeds the resource quota, then it won't start. So this is the solution which was prescribed by the Kubernetes. And the next, so Kubernetes has this self-healing feature which helps Kubernetes to self self create the new pods if in case the old pod is getting terminated, and this is being done because of the replica set. I'll show you that in a minute. So here on the left, we can see that there is this replica set, which is set to 4. So that means that all the time 4 pod is going to be there. And that's how the self-healing is done. In case the pod is getting terminated because of any reason, the because of the auto healing capability or because of the replica set, it will automatically get the new pod. And now talking about the auto scaling thing. So we have this HPA, horizontal pod autoscaler, which automatically update a workload resource such as deployment or stateful set with the aim of auto scaling the workload. So looking at the last problem, the enterprise application support, here in Kubernetes we use the service function to solve networking and auto balancing problems, because if a pod is getting recreated because of any reason, the IP is getting changed for that pod. Now that pod will not be accessible with the old IP. So how to route the traffic to this particular pod is going to be difficult. So now to manage all these problems, the networking problem, the load balancing problem, this service function in Kubernetes comes into the play, and this solves the whole thing. It also balances the traffic to the pod and keep track of their IP addresses. This means that client can connect to pod even if their IP address changes. I hope you guys have got an idea about why we are moving from Docker to Kubernetes and what Kubernetes is doing. Kubernetes is an orchestration tool. Now that orchestration tool word means to you because you know what it is doing. So on that note, thank you. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any suggestions, please do mention on the comment.